Morning. I might be like a couple seconds beforehand, but it's fine. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to what day is it? Day seven. Day seven of 15 pounds in 30 days. We are shedding the weight off of our waist, our backs, our neck. Look, right? My neck and my all of that. Okay. In the emotional baggage. That is what we are shedding. Good morning, lady. Good morning, good morning. Okay, we are here. We are here. This is when, like, okay, day seven, girl. Okay, all the way last week, I was getting up 5 minutes earlier than what I've been getting up. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my extra 5 minutes. But this is when, like, you see how I'm like, that's how I am, right? But that's because of girl, it takes me a couple days to like really recover from those weekends. Seriously. I still feel a little like ugh, but I's here. Okay? I am here. That's the important part. I told you, I don't care anyway. I had made a commitment to the Lord. Okay? So even though you've been showing up too, I would have still been over here. Okay? Because you can't be playing with the Lord. All right. But yes. And anyway, it's day seven. So this is normally when it's like, but like I already lost 4 pounds. What more I need to do? Right? Exactly. It's hard to now getting into the second week. Ugh. So hard to get up and be consistent. You know? So hard. But you're here. And that's the important part. So anywho, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Yes. See, and that's the thing. That's why I said for me, especially now, it'd have been different if it's like, girls, just you. Look, don't nobody know you ain't get out the bed. Okay. Right. But accountability. This is why you have to have an accountability partner. Because I'm like, oh, Steve gonna be looking for me. So just put your shoe on. You should have seen me put my girl. It took me forever to put this one shoe. I was like, oh. So that's it. I'm gonna adjust my alarm. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do that shit right now. We need to give ourselves back that extra 5 minutes of grace, girl. Cause says look up and you like, what? What time? Okay, so we're gonna roll it back right now. All right, there we go. Save. Okay, good. We're not doing that no more. We did 2 days. You need them extra little 5 minutes. Okay. What's the eyeballs? Look at me like, huh? It, my sock. Look, and that's another thing, girl. I'm like, oh no, my sock is falling down. No, this is the first time I ever walk with short socks. I normally have my orthopedic socks on, but I don't know, girl. By I don't know, and I have a ton of those socks. I have no idea what happened. It's just, you know what it is. He trying it, try to get me to not show up, but I'm here, okay. And then I already started. I started me a bottle of water. So I'm gonna finish this water first before I start drinking my other water because I feel like I need to be drinking way more water. I know, right? I know you will be looking. I know you will be looking for me, and I'm not gonna do that to you. I committed. I committed. So we got this, girl. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Okay. We got this. So, you know what? Although the text is still not texting, okay, I messaged you. I sent you an email just before I even came over here. Maybe that's what slowed me down, huh? I sent you an email because look, your water bottle, like you can see, but it ain't even here. All the stuff is in the car. And I messaged you yesterday as soon as I finished with this and took my shower because I was like, oh, I'm gonna go straight to the post office because I already have to mail somebody I said at least every 3 days, I'll send the boy a little card in the mail. He over at Basic. So, anywho, I was like, I'm gonna go there anyway, so I'm gonna get it all done at once. And I was like, I didn't get a response back, but I was like, oh, okay, whatever, right? And I was like, well, then it got later in the day. Then I then went to the pharmacy and all kind of stuff. And then I said, well, let me try to message her again. And then when I went to do the second message, I could see the first message looked like it went, but it had not went. And this one looked the same way. So, girl, anyway, send the address. Because now that's sitting on my front seat. But here go the thing that's so funny. I picked my daughter up from school, and then that box, the priority box, is sitting on the front seat, and she gets in the back. And then as soon as we get all the way into the driveway, here she go. Oh, did you pick up the package from the post office? And I was like, what package? Because look, I ain't even want to be out the house. Like, what package? She said, remember, you told me something came in the mail and you needed to go pick it up. I said, well, why would you wait till we all the way in the driveway? I get it tomorrow. But then I'm thinking, why the post office didn't message me? I'm going to check on that because that's two different post offices. I'm gonna check on that because that's a little odd. They normally text you, send you a QR code and say you got mail. It was Posh that told me the mail came, and I just said okay and accepted the shit. Oh Lord, have His mercy. It was a Christmas present. I hope it didn't get sent back. Whatever. Bye. Never mind. But she wanted because it's something for her. That's the thing. It is. I hope it's cute. I hope it's like the picture. But anywho, we'll see. I'll try to remember to do that then. All right. Now that I just said all that out loud, because clearly I forgot about that. Yeah. Then I probably need to go to that post office. That would make more sense. And then I can check for the package. Okay. Send me the address, girl. I'm going to do that first thing this morning and get that off my list of things to do. Because I got so much. Oh, my God. I have a lot to do. It don't make no sense. Moving along. So, currently, I'm not going to short myself because you see I'm walking like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do yours. That's exactly how girl. That's how I'm walking this morning. Get your shit together. 25 calories. And then you know what? And that's the sad part is I could do this all by myself because immediately I'm looking like, so bitch, you going to be having your stomach hanging out when you on the cruise. That's what you doing this year, huh? Huh? Didn't you say you wanted to wear that bikini, girl? So it's going to be a monokini again. That's what you're doing. With the stomach hanging out the top, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can keep myself very much motivated. So we about to take it up. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to be like a steam and do my whole walk on 2.5 and lose 4 pounds. That seemed to be more productive. Okay. Well, now I can't walk this slow for this long. This is I don't think a cool up, not a cool down, right? A warm up, stupid. 9 minutes, that's a little long to be warming up. Well, my bones take a little while to get warm. Shit. That's probably why my hips been hurting me. I've not been properly cooling, whatever. Warming up, cooling up. You knew what I meant. Now, let me take my mint. Get my life together. These say, I don't know if they've been working. They're supposed to give me energy and focus. I have been pretty focused getting shit done, but I think that's because of my checklist I've been writing. Yesterday, I dragged my checklist from yesterday on to, I only had one thing on there I didn't do. That was very impressive, considering there was 12 things on the list yesterday. I was shocked. So now I got to do what I didn't do. Yes, just one thing, and then your thing. It's in the package. So that's not a lot. It's just I got a lot of stuff to do on the computer. Moving along. So, 10 minutes. That's it, girl. That was enough grace. Get your life, boo. Okay. Oh, these mints, girl, some shit off the internet. I hope they drug tested me this weekend. I better not be no drugs. I'll be taking it right in there to them. Okay, so it's called the brand Get Neuro, GETNEURO.com. And this is it. Energy and focus. So it's got a whole box of them, and they slide out like this. I guess I got to put a new one of these in here, but either way, they sell gum and mints. But you know, I like a mint. I just like to. I mean, of course, I get up, brush my teeth, do all that, but I just like a nice minty. Between that and cough drops, those is my faves. Okay, like a real old person. Down from the bottom of the purse that tastes like perfume, girl, that you used to get in church. Okay. Time for to step it up, girl. I did good yesterday. It's just I need to, you know, today I'm gonna try to do good. Put on my candle and just lay there. Take a little mental nap. Because I know that's what it is. I'm lacking sleep is the problem. All right, I'm on a 3.3. Yep. Just like that. We getting it in. Walking and talking. Okay, so Mrs. Steen, did you listen to The Shame is on You? Did you listen to the episode about Captain Save-A-Ho? Look at me. If you didn't, it's fine. If you didn't, then you need to go and listen to it. It's not even that long. It's like 8 minutes. That's what I should do, huh? We could we could start listening to the damn show and then talk about it. Okay. The Shame is on You. Okay. So you must didn't listen. No, not yet. On my to-do. That would be good. Okay, girl, look at me. We ready? We can put it right here and we're going to listen to it. Okay? The Shame is on. Because if you got to be caught up, because then Thursday, we do the homework. Oh, look at us being productive. That's what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Maybe we're going to turn this into a walk and talk book club. Walk and talk book club, because that could be like, we choose a book and listen to it. Okay, because the show is my show is a good show, but girl, it's quick, so we can just do. I think that's a good idea. We can do half of our walking, not a whole lot, maybe like 15 minutes. We'll listen to something, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so I'm gonna. Let's see. Look at me looking at what I've been listening to, girl. Because let me tell you, I've been getting into these little listening books. And what? Girl, where is the one? They was now I'm on here. Now you ain't got nothing to recommend. They had all this stuff it was recommending to me. A woman. Whoa. Okay, this sounds interesting. You ever this one called Out of Luck, Fatal Attraction. Okay, let's hear about that. Ooh, I'm about to fall off. That's my horoscope. Dateline, girl, I love. Now, Dateline, girl, I put on Dateline. My ass be on a 10-hour drive, all talking to the radio the whole time. See, I told the bitch. Look, all. Okay. Hopefully the volume is.
She was a single mom who'd found her Prince Charming.
It was real nice, like a gentleman.
He's able to spoil her.
Until the day she mysteriously disappeared.
They did find her vehicle in her father's driveway.
His There's blood on the handle. Oh, God. Somebody right there.
The search for the missing woman will uncover a deadly secret.
Her girlfriends were like, girl, you got this stalker.
She had like 30 text messages. You need to get like a restraining order.
But will it be too little, too late?
You never was supposed to question God's will, but I'm like, God, come on, man. Not my daughter. Not even matter where she went.
Everybody's face was down. They was crying. What he did is sickening. The brutality of what happened to her. It sticks with me even now.
Girl, I didn't know I was choosing a real story. I thought we was reading a book. But never mind. Guess we'll listen.
May 22nd, 2011. It's Sunday morning in Greensboro, North Carolina.
What?
A southern city of about 300,000.
This happened in
Greensboro
Greensboro?
is one of the 5 largest cities in the state of North Carolina.
A city like Greensboro has some history with respect to the civil rights movement.
Right?
You
You know, that's where my father
great
is.
academic reputation.
This is a very family-oriented town,
Aggie
but
Pride,
this is
baby.
not a city where crime does not occur.
At 10 o'clock in the morning, James Sherrod is making his way back home to Greensboro. He's driven straight from work in Atlanta, worried about his daughter, 29-year-old Therese Roseborough.
James Sherrod had been away for work. He was on the road when he gets the call from Therese's mom. Her mother said, I haven't heard from your daughter. I'm calling Therese's phone and it goes straight to voicemail.
It's not like Teresa.
And her father was
She
on the
always
way.
answered the phone, so we was like, it's not like her.
So I got up at 5 o'clock that morning and I drove all the way home.
When James pulls into his driveway, he breathes a sigh of relief.
First thing I noticed is my SUV sitting in the driveway.
When he go out of town, he'll get her the truck because she ain't have no cars.
But does
At
that
29?
mean his daughter is safe?
I looked my keys.
Okay, let's listen.
I kind of walked down a little bit. And that's when I noticed was blood on my door handle. Oh, God.
He knew that his daughter was in trouble.
29-year-old Therese Roseborough turned heads whenever she entered a room.
She was a very, very happy, very energetic, outgoing young lady.
He turned heads, baby.
She was a real good, wonderful person.
Okay.
She had a good heart. Like, she'll help anybody out. I was trying to keep everybody together.
Okay, girl. You was
She
the
loved
glue.
to make people happy. She loved to make people smile.
And when it came to family and friends, Therese always had their backs.
She just didn't play about the people that she loved. She was like a protector. She loved you like if she your friend, she your friend. To the end.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
But most of all, the single mom adored
One
her
down, buddy.
children.
If you seen her, you seen her 2 kids with. Always.
Girl didn't tell her she. Oh, no.
She loved her kids so much. Her
Whoa.
kids come before anything.
2 children.
That was the most important thing to her in the world.
For the sake of her children, Therese also went to great lengths to ensure that their fathers remained in their lives.
Oh, S.
Even if she wasn't
Okay.
with them, they were great. Took care of the kids, still did for the kids, and most importantly, spent time with
Girl,
the
why do
kids.
right here look like I'm
We
you think
had
it was
an
a big
understanding, pretty much of, hey, we got these kids to take care of.
While Therese's priority was her kids, she also longed to find someone she could share her life and her family with. And in 2009, she thought she found that in a Greensboro chef named Dwayne
where he
Brown.
was working at, not the Waffle House.
What's up, ladies? Partying, just like girls' night.
I'm on
She just
3.6.
kinda like, man,
You know I'm getting irritated.
right here.
So I can walk now.
Just shining. What is your name? Therese. Therese? Oh my gosh, Therese, that's a beautiful name. It was real nice to her, and they started talking to each other.
Girl, look how I was. Girl, I'm
They
like,
seemed to hit it off.
By any chance, can I?
soon I'm like, girl, I'm on 9.
Like that.
I'm on 9.
After that night, Dwayne and Therese started spending more and more time
Right.
together.
What appealed to Therese was the fact that here's Dwayne, guy who's stable. He has solid employment. He's making good money. He's able to spoil her and buy her some nice things.
Baby didn't work for bad.
Soon, the two were head over heels
I'm on
for each other.
3.7.
She's kind of
Over here.
falling for him.
Oh,
They shared this incredible passion.
Dwayne was really in his feeling, and he let it be known to Therese. He put it right out there. I'm really falling for you.
After 2 years of dating, Dwayne and Therese took the next big step.
They moved in together.
Dwayne was just checking all the right boxes, and things were really looking good.
It seemed like Therese had found everything she had been looking for with Dwayne. But now, on May 22nd, 2011, Therese's father has just come home and made a horrifying discovery.
Mr. Sherrod arrives at home, and his SUV is there, and he notices there's blood on the vehicle.
Therese had been using her dad's SUV while he was out of town.
I immediately called the Greensboro Police Department, and I told them the situation with my daughter.
She's missing, and I just came home, and the car she was driving had blood on it. I think something terrible has happened to my daughter.
Officers arrive on the scene moments later and are also concerned by what they find.
The first two actual officers came out there, and they looked at the door handle. He said, Mrs. James, we have to take your car, and found your car.
But has Therese fallen victim to foul play? That's what homicide detectives
now look at me. Check the
suspect when
ring.
they
Check the
arrive
ring.
and speak with her father.
Girl.
She just recently split up with her boyfriend, so nobody else should be driving.
James Sherrod explains she had just had this breakup with her boyfriend.
That is a red flag.
Dwayne Brown, in the eyes of law enforcement, probably is
The
a
suspect.
suspect.
You damn right. Ooh. Maybe we need to. Look at me. I'm like, we may need to listen to something else. Look,
It
this ain't
appears
the
that
energy.
29-year-old single
We
mom
need to do
Therese
it.
Roseborough has
We need to
finally
listen to
found
something.
happiness
Oh,
with 38-year-old
Woo.
Dwayne Brown.
They become a couple, and Dwayne
Going to
asks Therese
Going to
and the kids to move
a
in.
jet. We just turned the
Really
class into
looked like
punch.
they were settling down together.
But
Punch him.
now, Therese and
Punch,
Dwayne
girl.
have broken up,
Punch him.
and her father has called the police after finding blood on the vehicle
Girl,
he
look,
loaned
kicks.
her.
James Sherrod explains to him that this is the SUV that he had left with Therese so that she could move from Dwayne's place to his place.
So was this an amicable?
I'm already at a mile, girl.
I'm not sure. I try not to pry. I just try to be supportive.
114
I
for
told her,
Paris.
look here, just get what you can out of that house and y'all move in my house until you get yourself together.
Oh,
So, when's the last time you spoke with your daughter? Friday afternoon.
I never forget that. It was about 2 o'clock. And my last words to her was, baby, I love you.
oh.
He explained that Therese had made plans to unwind a little bit. She was looking forward to spending time with her friends.
Do you know if
anyone's spoken
with her since then? No, her mother ain't heard from her. And that's very unlike her.
James says that's especially unusual, since Therese's mother was watching her children over the weekend.
She ain't call her kids and see if her kids okay. And she was like, nah, something ain't right.
After searching the SUV, detectives suspect they're right.
There was some blood in the interior of the car. Certainly enough to say that there was some foul play involved.
What police don't find inside the vehicle could also be telling.
The keys are in the car, but there's no cell phone from Therese. Her purse is not in there.
There was nothing of any significant value in the vehicle.
Is it possible Therese had been the victim of a random robbery or assault?
But who would do that? Bring the car all the way back and
criminal
take it
caseloads
to your
in the
house.
state of North Carolina.
Lord.
Given the circumstances and the blood, detectives doubted that Therese walked away on her own.
Here's this woman who is missing, who has not made contact with her family about her children.
Oh,
Why would Therese leave of her own free will and not contacted
that
anyone?
don't even make sense.
This is probably some foul play going on. So they want to take the vehicle in and have it checked out for further clues.
Leaving CSIs to arrange for a tow, detectives pay a visit to Teresa's friend, Miguel Chavis.
Miguel.
Anything I can do to help?
Oh,
Teresa's my
Miguel.
best friend.
He was real close. He was 8 years old.
Miguel tells police that Teresa had come by on Friday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
She came over. She had her son with her.
What time did they get there?
It was after lunch.
While Teresa's little boy played in the other room, Miguel says she and Therese discussed their plans for the evening.
Once the daughter was out of school, Therese was going to take her and son over to her mom's house. That would free her up for the evening to go out and have a nice time in town.
We are hitting the club tonight.
I'm not missing the way.
No, girl. She was like, I broke up with her. We're going to have a girls' night. We're finna have fun.
But Miguel says that their planning session
Look,
was
wait,
soon
I ain't got no
interrupted.
ain't got me.
Teresa's phone
That was my
kept
first hit.
ringing, and it was Dwayne.
That's a shame, right?
Yeah, don't quit.
I'm ignoring him.
Block him.
Only according to Miguel, Dwayne refused to be ignored.
Don't come up to my
There's a
job.
knock at Miguel's door, and it's Dwayne.
What you want,
That's the
Dwayne?
best friend
You
house.
should come to the house and get your stuff right now.
And he was like, come get your stuff now, because he had to go somewhere.
Put the shit
And he
outside then.
said, I'm going out of town. We need to go ahead and make this happen.
Was he aggressive with her?
He was very aggressive. Well, not like physically aggressive, but just his demands and everything.
How did Therese react to that?
I mean, she's a little annoyed, but I think she just wanted to get her things and get out of there.
Right.
She was like, all right. And when she was about to go, I asked her, I was like, do you want me to go with you?
Why is that a
I'll
question?
be right back. She was like, I'll be back in an hour. She felt safe enough to leave, not only with her person, but also with her 3-year-old son.
Oh, okay.
Do you happen to remember what kind of car they left in?
Yeah, Teresa's in her dad's SUV.
So she get in the truck. He followed behind
Right.
her.
We going to go
Miguel
get this
says
shit.
that an hour passed, and then 2.
I'm like, she ain't back yet. So I called her phone. Her phone
At
kept on
hour
going to
2?
voicemail.
Were you worried?
No.
Why?
I just figured her and Dwayne were talking things out.
She thought that, well, no, they're probably making up, and she probably turned the phone off.
Or,
Well, you know your friend.
considering the blood detectives found on Teresa's borrowed SUV, could there
Like, girl,
be
they
a
do
more
this shit all the
sinister
time.
explanation?
They're thinking
They in the
Dwayne
bag,
maybe
girl.
could have done something.
What was Therese's relationship like with Dwayne?
To be honest, they argued a lot. That's why they split up.
Oh,
She
you know
knew
what?
She couldn't do it no more.
You asked a good question because I forgot all about. Look at me, look.
Therese.
You right.
Nah, I don't think he would take it that far.
He was like, nah, if I wouldn't have went that way.
Uh-oh. It's a spin in the story.
with
Listening
no
to
other
you.
leads, detectives head out to home in on their only suspect. But before they can locate Teresa's ex, they'll get a tip that could lead the case in an entirely new direction.
Detectives get a call from another friend who tells them about this new guy Therese had met.
About 6 months before Therese actually broke up with Dwayne, there was this gathering the girlfriends had put together.
We was like, hey, we got some new friends we're going to go out with.
Therese had tagged along and met 28-year-old Joshua Dully.
Not Joshua.
Another male friend
So for
had
6
brought
months.
Josh along. Josh and Therese connected, exchanged phone numbers, but she made it clear to Josh,
I
"You
got
are
him
just
in."
friends here."
But Josh might not have gotten the message.
They start communicating, started exchanging text messages. A lot of it coming from Josh, to the point where the girlfriends were like, "Girl, you got this stalker."
Girl. Why do I have to say that? Girl. Okay, so
Greensboro,
Josh.
North Carolina detectives
Okay, what's happening?
investigating the disappearance of 29-year-old
This
Therese
is-
Roseborough have just learned the missing single mom may have had a stalker.
a man named Josh had been repeatedly texting Therese over the last few months.
Josh kind of poured his heart out to her. I know you're still in a relationship with this other guy, but listen, I want us to be together.
What? In a week?
Teresa told Josh she wasn't interested.
Girl, what they was talking about?
But now detectives wondered, what if Josh wouldn't take no for an answer?
Okay, girl, did you give him some or
Maybe
what?
Josh found out there was a breakup with Dwayne.
Was all of this over some conversation?
Josh might have assumed, maybe she was finally breaking up with Dwayne to be with me.
As far as Josh was concerned, here was an opportunity.
But had Josh's hopes been just as quickly dashed?
Maybe Josh let his feelings get the best of him.
Or did Dwayne suspect Therese was dumping him for someone new?
Maybe Dwayne was upset that this cat Josh
It's all
is
over
getting
the place.
involved and moving in on his girl.
The revelation of a possible love triangle is a huge red flag for detectives.
They left a message for Dwayne to call them back.
1.5
Police were
miles.
thinking they have Dwayne, who has a history with Therese. They've also got this new guy, Josh. They need to talk to both of them, but they're having trouble reaching Dwayne.
In the interim, detectives move on to Josh.
They reach him, and Josh gets to the police station, and police begin their interrogation.
Face to face with detectives, Josh appears upset about Therese's disappearance.
She means so much to me.
During the interview, he didn't deny having a thing for Therese,
He must be
but
in
he
jail.
said it wasn't going anywhere.
She wants to just keep things friendly. He obviously wanted more, but he respected what she was saying.
Although Josh also admits that Therese had called him on Friday and told him she was breaking up with Dwayne.
I was excited. We were gonna go out to the club.
He ain't in jail.
She's starting to warm up a little bit. Says,
Oh,
you know
what,
what,
you
Josh?
single?
Some friends and I are getting
Damn,
together
she wasn't even single for the
tonight.
night. Now we at the
You should
club,
come hang out
and here
with
he
us.
come, and you act like he was just here.
She told me that.
You said we was having a girls' night.
Meet her out. We're gonna go to the club. Have a good time.
Bite this. Oh, he gonna buy
What
drinks.
time was that?
You right, girl. Invite Joshua.
Oh, it was around 10 o'clock. But I waited there for hours.
He thirsty anyway.
And hours. She never showed up.
Josh said he kept texting Therese trying to figure out when she was going to get to the club, but she never responded.
So I'm with you, girl. When the kids got to the house, I'm confused.
Or you went home? You have someone that can vouch for
Oh,
you
don't
for
say
that?
he. Oh no. But let me not jump this.
You don't mind if we check your phone out, do you?
Scanning through Josh's texts appears to confirm his story.
He's a little perturbed. He's like, okay, we've made these plans. You told me your plans to move on. I'm sitting here.
At the club
But they
buying young
also
girls
wonder if
drinks.
there's more to the story than the texts reveal.
Were you aware that Therese met up with Dwayne earlier that afternoon?
No. Really? Or did you actually find out and you got angry? What
I
are you
had
trying
to
to
go
say?
get my shit.
It's clear to detectives that Josh was upset that Therese didn't show up or respond to his texts. So they asked him straight up, was he upset enough to harm her?
Straight
No
up.
way, man.
I love her.
With nothing to
What
tie
are
Josh
you kids?
directly to the crime, detectives let him go. But they're far from done with him.
They still want to pull Josh's phone records because what they want to do now is, as they try to put together timelines, they also want to look at locations to track what cell phone towers were pinging and at what time.
In the meantime, still unable to get in touch with Dwayne,
They went over
detectives
there.
ask Therese's mother, Terry Roseborough, to come in for a formal statement.
Terry tells police she's been trying to reach Therese for days now, but her calls were going straight into voicemail, and Therese wasn't responding to her texts either.
Well, if she was going to chase her, she would have called her kids by now. She would not be out of touch that long and also out of touch from her children.
Therese's mom explains that she had been watching the kids since late Friday afternoon.
Okay.
But according to Therese's mom, it wasn't Therese who dropped the kids off at her house.
It was Dwayne Brown who dropped them off.
He just said that she had gone off with her friends and had left him with the kids.
Was that unusual?
her mom was like, she gonna just leave her kids like that.
What? Do he normally drop these kids off? Because that already would have been weird. Like,
Less than 24 hours after Therese Rosemore's father reported her missing, her mother has just given detectives some disturbing information.
girl, we like the kids caught the
According to
Uber. We was
Teresa's
trying to
mom,
figure that out,
it was
right?
her daughter's ex-boyfriend, Dwayne, who dropped the kids off at her house on the afternoon Therese disappeared.
Therese wasn't in the car.
They're thinking, wait a minute, if Therese and Dwayne
Oh, that's the fastest
no
to go,
longer
girls
are
at
a couple,
3.7.
what
I
business
done
would he
maxed it
have
out.
dropping off her kids?
Look at me, look
to
at
her
me, look at me.
mom's house?
Sweating like a.
Is this normal daily behavior?
No.
Well, we figured out how fast.
Regardless
That's
if he was
it,
her boyfriend
3.7
or not,
is
she
the
don't
fastest.
leave her kids like
Fine.
unless it's with her mom.
You ain't about that life.
That's how everybody knew like something right, because she gonna never leave her kids.
Teresa's mother also tells detectives that her 3-year-old grandson was acting strange after being dropped off.
My grandson didn't want to leave that car. He kept going to the trunk of the vehicle and standing by the vehicle, just standing there.
And he 3.
He didn't say anything, but he would not leave the trunk
She
area.
probably was in the trunk.
She ain't think nothing of it because, you know, he's a little baby.
Oh my
But
god.
in hindsight,
Oh my
after
god.
Therese went missing, her mother says she made a chilling realization.
She was in
I
that
knew
trunk.
he had did something to harm my baby, and maybe she's even in the trunk of that car.
Mm.
According to Teresa's mom, her grandson's behavior isn't the only reason she suspects Dwayne did something either.
My daughter has told me that Dwayne has been abusive.
Teresa admitted, yeah, you know, sometimes Dwayne can get outside of himself.
Now I'm pissed.
He can overdo it and maybe
Ooh.
push me around in front of the kids.
Okay.
News that Dwayne had abused Teresa in the past comes as a surprise to detectives.
I really didn't know that there was even a problem.
Do you think things could have ever went further than that?
Okay.
She said she had it handled.
She
I'm
used to
over
tell
it.
me, Dad, I don't want you to get involved.
Cut this
And
shit
I
right.
trusted my daughter. I'm like, okay, she don't need no help.
But had Therese been wrong? Had Dwayne been more than
I
she
didn't know
could
it was a
handle?
problem.
Detectives are starting to suspect that could be the case.
At this point, the police were trying to get a hold of
Maybe I
Dwayne for more than 12 hours.
They're like, man, this guy's probably on the run.
We believe at that point Mr. Brown did run, and he was fleeing the area.
Alongside what they heard from Teresa's mom, the fact that Dwayne had apparently fled was enough for a judge to authorize a search
You
warrant.
damn right.
Once detectives have the warrant, they head to Dwayne's house.
They knock on the door.
Please, open up.
No response. They get to a point like, look, we got to see if the guy's in there.
Bust the door.
Dwayne isn't home,
Mhm.
but what the police do find is alarming.
When they searched the residence, there was evidence that there had been some foul play. There had been flecks of blood that had not been cleaned up. The biggest item, though, was that the carpet was missing. It had just been completely cut out of the middle of the floor.
Oh wow.
To
Just
detectives,
leave her ass there.
it looks like they've just found the crime
What was
scene.
the point?
You don't just cut out one section of a floor
Girl,
and
bye.
leave it. Something happened in
Well,
that
I
room.
had cleaned my
And
carpet with
detectives had a
bleach. I
pretty
wanted
good
to get my
idea
deposit
of what that
back.
was.
So I was going
At that
Go to
point,
Home
we're
Depot.
looking beyond just
another
a missing person.
little piece
We're
of it.
looking for the possibility that there is a body.
Now all but certain Teresa's dead, and that Dwayne is her killer. Detectives work quickly
Girl,
to bring
not
him in for
not a.
questioning.
Oh my god.
One of the common tactics that law enforcement will do is they'll try and trace their phone to see if it pings, which will give a general vicinity.
Police were able to track him down, and they discovered that he was still in town
Of course.
at a hotel.
Once detectives have located
With
Dwayne,
the car.
officers move in to secure the suspect.
Our violent crime apprehension team took him into custody.
They're waiting for him, gun strong. He opens the door with his hands up.
He gave up pretty peacefully.
They make the arrest and take him back to the station.
They brought him down to the interview room here in Greensboro, and he did waive his rights and agree to speak.
Does that mean he's ready to tell the truth, though?
When they did talk to Dwayne Brown, he was defensive. He didn't know where she was, that they were done, that the relationship was over, and he continued to deny he knew what happened to her.
But when detectives reveal the mountain of evidence they
What
have
happened to the
against
carpet,
him,
man?
Dwayne makes a shocking confession.
He owns up to it. Says, yeah, I did. I killed her.
Oh, shit.
But it isn't what it looks like, okay?
Okay, I'm stopping it. It ain't what it looked like, sis. All right, I killed her, but not the way you thinking it with the carpet missing. We was in here cooking, and the spaghetti sauce fell. And I ain't want it stinking in here. Okay, we're stopping it. That leave us to come back for more. Okay, that was not what I intended. I thought we was about to, let me tell you what I thought we was about to listen to. Girl, I don't know how, but I've been listening to these books, and that's what we got to do. I'm going to find this one after we finish listening. You know what, forget it. This story probably going to be over. Let's just finish it. Then we can move on to a book.
Taken into custody by Greensboro, North Carolina detectives, 38-year-old Dwayne Brown has just confessed to killing his ex-girlfriend, 29-year-old Therese Roseborough.
He eventually did confess, but his confession was that he and Therese had gotten into an argument and she attacked him, and that
And she
he had
dead.
to defend himself.
We used to argue a lot, but she was the one who started all of the fights.
He was trying to put out there, trying to make it like she was a bully.
It wouldn't matter. She's still dead.
Dwayne tells detectives that things had initially been fine when she came over to pick up her things. But he says the mood changed once Therese sent her son outside to play.
Couldn't this have waited?
According to Dwayne, Therese is a kind of person who could push buttons.
No,
I'm taking
I want
myself
you
down.
on today. It's ridiculous.
So
I'm
take it.
ridiculous. Me.
Oh,
Things got heated between
then I'll
Therese
take it back
and
up.
Dwayne.
Since I can only get
And
to
so
3.7.
one thing led to another.
Take it down.
Until, according to Dwayne, Therese had flown into a rage.
Dwayne explains that as Therese went and grabbed the knife, she swipes at him.
A knife.
They struggle. He's trying to get the knife away from her.
Instead of just
He was
leaving.
able to wrestle it from her.
And Dwayne claims that in the midst of this struggle, he stabbed Therese accidentally.
Girl, I can't wait till they tell us that she got 50-11 stab wound.
What was it supposed to happen?
Therese.
However, despite Dwayne's claim that he never intended to kill Therese, he didn't call the police.
Seeing Therese's dead body there, he explains that he panicked. And so what he did was he took that same
What you
knife
did?
and cut around on the carpet where there's blood. And he takes
How
her
you knew she was
body
dead?
and puts it in the trunk.
But Therese's body wasn't the only loose end that Dwayne had to deal with.
The baby.
What Dwayne says next about how he handled the aftermath only further convinces police of his guilt.
All of this time, with all this struggle going on in the house, the little boy, Teresa's son, was in the backyard. So Dwayne says he scoops up the son and puts him in the car seat in the car, straps him in.
In the same car that his mom was in the trunk? Yeah. Did he see anything? No, he was outside playing.
Once Therese's son was in the car, Dwayne drove to school, picked up Therese's daughter, and
Damn,
then drove
that's a
them
lot
to their
to do.
grandmother's house.
With the mother in the trunk.
Unbeknownst to them, their mom, dead, is in the back of this
But
vehicle.
that baby knew.
Or did
That baby
Therese's
knew.
3-year-old suspect something, given his behavior that afternoon?
That's her. You know a
This
son.
child would not leave that trunk area, but never articulated that
He
he saw
was
his
3.
mother.
Dwayne says that after dropping off the kids, he'd driven out of town, looking for a place to dump Therese's body.
He finds a wooded area and disposes of Teresa's body, just dumps it
Ooh.
like trash.
Then he drove back to town, took the SUV back to Teresa's father's
It's
house,
too much.
left it there, and then walked home.
Walked home.
Dwayne's story fits with most of what detectives already know. But
Maybe
that
he was-
doesn't mean they believe him.
Well, what the fuck else I
Trying
got to
to
hear?
convince people
What's the part that
that
we missing?
he had
Oh,
murdered
the
her
accident.
in
Oh,
self-defense was absurd.
When I heard about that,
can we
ain't
just
no
get
way
the body and get to the
self-defense.
autopsy?
You don't stab someone in self-defense and then cut up a carpet to hide their body.
And where-
However, before they charge him,
Okay.
detectives do need one more thing from Dwayne.
The location.
We needed to recover her body, and we talked to him about the importance of finding her and giving her peace and putting a end to all of this.
Think of the family.
Early the next morning, Dwayne leads detectives to the roadside ditch where he disposed of Teresa's body.
The discovery of her body is one that I will never forget.
Oh God.
Rolled her body up in a piece of carpet like she was nothing, like she was a piece of trash. And she stayed out there for 3 days. We're talking about 95 to 100 degree weather.
She was disposed of in such a way that is unworthy of any living being. Not even a dog should be treated that way.
The news that Therese has been found confirms her family's worst fears.
It was very emotional. Everyone was just torn apart.
You're never supposed to question God's will, but I'm like, God, come on, man. I'm supposed to go first.
Where's Josh?
Not in the matter where she went.
The next day, the autopsy results confirm
Yes, let's go.
that the body is Therese.
When they
We knew
told
that.
me,
How many
it was
stab
like
wounds?
I was prepared for it, but I
Was it one
wasn't
just
prepared for it.
fatal stab?
But confirming Teresa's identity isn't all the report reveals. Therese had suffered numerous wounds, inconsistent with Dwayne's account of self-defense.
What I say?
Cuts on her arms.
One thumb was almost severed.
But perhaps the
Was she
most
trying to hold-
compelling evidence that
probably she
Teresa's
got
death
cut,
was intentional are the other areas where she was stabbed.
There were stab wounds on her neck. There were stab wounds on her breast and her chest area.
There's a wound in the back which shows that she was stabbed from behind.
For police and prosecutors, the autopsy results point to one conclusion and only one possible charge.
This was a clear case in the mind of the state of North Carolina of first-degree murder.
Period.
I'm like,
You
Oh,
wasn't
we get
stabbing
right.
your back and fighting for your life.
because she didn't deserve that.
While the
How'd that
family
go?
grieves,
I was trying to
detectives continue building their case
defend myself
against
against her
Dwayne.
running away.
We located other 911 calls where Therese Roseborough had called alleging that Dwayne Brown had assaulted her.
But for friends, family, and authorities alike, there is one more stunning revelation yet to come.
What more?
I'm like, why no one told us this? Brown had tried to do this with a previous girlfriend.
Oh, here comes Shalisa from across the street. And you know,
Police in
everybody know
Greensboro,
everybody's
North
business.
Carolina, have arrested
Your mother knew that he was
38-year-old
not going to
Dwayne
fucking get
Brown
in.
for the murder
And
of
I don't think
his
they told the
ex-girlfriend,
father.
Therese Roseborough.
Couldn't have.
The fact that he had put her in the
Something
trunk
she
and
thought
rode
that
around
was a
with
big
her,
deal to
acting
tell.
like he didn't do that.
Oh.
Sick.
Girl,
While
that's why I
Dwayne
say.
sits in jail, detectives
Thank you,
digging
Father
into his
God, for
criminal
my life.
history
Mm.
make a chilling discovery.
Mr. Brown had a relatively
didn't make it.
minor criminal history. However, there was a conviction for an assault on a previous girlfriend where he tried to stab her with a knife.
The woman's
So that's your
name
thing.
is Carrie Shaw.
She and Dwayne had a relationship, but over time, that
Okay.
situation didn't work out.
I gotta speed it back up.
And according to Carrie, once she tried to end the relationship, Dwayne turned violent.
When she tells Dwayne, you gotta go, he grabs one of his chef's knives and puts it up to her neck.
But with a lot of luck and a little quick thinking, Carrie managed to survive.
Here's Carrie Shaw at knife point when Dwayne starts complaining about his head is hurt. So she says, hey, you want me to go get you some ice? And Dwayne agrees to release her.
Once Dwayne let her go, Carrie ran outside and dialed 911.
So
Law
what
enforcement
did that
shows up
result
at
in?
the house. They notice this cut on her neck. Looks bad enough to them to where she would need stitches. So they call an ambulance.
The police also arrested Dwayne, but he paid little price for what he did.
Mm.
Dwayne didn't have any record at that point.
So
What
what?
was pled to a misdemeanor?
The way the legal system works, he was able to take a plea and basically move on with his life.
I'm going to kill another
Will
bitch.
he be so lucky a second time?
Under the rules of evidence, instances of domestic violence, not just between that victim and that offender, are relevant, but
course this
also
is relevant.
evidence of the offender assaulting other people.
Right.
When Dwayne's trial begins on April 15th, 2013, his ex-girlfriend Carrie testifies for the prosecution.
Good girl.
She was nervous and a little afraid, but
Yeah, but shoot, you know
she
you
did come to
you
court
damn right.
and
You need him
provide
locked
that
up, too.
vital information so that the jury could see this was not an accident.
She said, I'm glad I escaped. I'm glad I'm still living.
Yeah.
But I know that within my heart, this guy was going to kill me that night.
Mm-hmm.
It was only by the grace of God
Mm.
that she was able to still be present and tell her story. Unfortunately, Therese was not able to.
Mm.
So the prosecution tells her story for her. They assert that on the afternoon of May 20th, 2011, Dwayne had become enraged at Therese while she packed the remainder of her belongings from his house.
Can't leave.
I'm not coming back. We're done.
You need to listen.
I just always find myself asking why. This is a big, big world. And if this particular person, if he or she didn't work out for you, just move on. But
Yes.
for some reason, folks feel like if I can't have you,
Nobody can.
nobody will.
Mhm. Look, I'm back on the 3.7. Girl.
I can't say definitively that his plan that whole day was to murder her, but from the minute he picked up that knife, he had enough rage
But not the
and
first
enough
time.
motive to where if she was not going to be with him, he was going to make sure that she did not live.
Prosecutors present Therese's autopsy report
Girl.
as evidence of Dwayne's intentions.
The real truth
296 for calories.
of what
We should be able
happened
to get to 300 calories.
is Therese herself. It was her body, the attempts to defend herself from him, the number of stab wounds that he had inflicted upon her, the viciousness and brutality of what happened to her. It sticks with me even now.
When it's their turn, the defense argues that if Dwayne's guilty of anything, it should be manslaughter,
What?
not murder.
But what is
Defense
when
was
you
that this
stab
was
somebody in
just
the
a
back?
sudden event that happened and that he didn't mean to kill her, and so he should get a lesser sentence.
Go sit down.
They said if Dwayne had been plotting and scheming to do this, would he not have been more careful about how he disposed of the body? So it was the heat of the
Really?
moment, and unfortunately, this thing happened. That's what the defense wanted the jurors to believe.
But will they believe it? After 2 hours of deliberation, the jury delivers their verdict.
Dwayne Brown was convicted
It
of
took him 2
first-degree
hours?
murder. He received a sentence of life without the possibility of parole,
Thank God.
which means he will never walk free on this earth again. The justice that we asked for
Not even
was answered.
give it to the Lord.
I would rather have served it in another way myself, but he has a long time to sit back and think about it.
What?
Serving life, Dwayne not only has time to think about what he did to Therese, he can also reflect on the lasting damage he inflicted on her 2 children.
Right.
My grandson had to go through a lot of
Counsel.
treatment, man, because he had severe anger issues over this. Thank goodness
getting them.
But while no amount of therapy can ever make up for the loss of their mother, Teresa's family and friends are making sure her death was not in vain.
Every year, I throw a memorial cookout. Every year in my daughter's name. And it's done to make awareness of domestic violence for some of these young women. Let my daughter be an example for you.
We ain't never think this was gonna happen to Teresa. She knew Dwayne more than we did. So if you feel like with her situation going on, anything, domestic violence, any signs, small signs, anything you feel like you should just go on your separate way.
Go, because the longer you stay, the worse it gets.
Yep.
If you need help, try to go to somebody. I know you be scared, you gotta go before it be too late. Because I just don't want other people to go through the same thing she would do.
Abuse is never okay. If you or someone you love is in an abusive relationship, there is help available. Call the Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. Romance, lies, deception, accusation.
Well, look, that sure got us through our walk today. Oh, my Lord. That was not what I thought we was listening to. But maybe that's what we were supposed to listen to. Well, how we feel about that? Because it is true. Get out. They are right. Whew. Girl, I done sweated so bad in my head, I'm going to have to scrub my scalp. Right? Oh my God. You know, the investigator in me, when I get off here, well, later, I got too much to do, but I'm going to look that girl up and get the rest of the story. I like to read the whole story. It's some pieces in there that I need to know about. Okay. Oh, anywho. So let's give the report. I'm walking on a 2.2 right now, but my distance was a 2.8, 322 calories, and our time is at 57 minutes and 27 seconds. So here's the thing. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Cherie. Meet Tanisha. Now, as you can see, my whole shirt is wet. Okay. I'm because you showed up, we're gonna give you grace. Now you need to sprint up and down your house for the next hour. With 2 minutes left on the run. Girl, do you see how wet? Look, only thing you can see, this is the outline of my bra up under here. The strap is dry, soaked. Okay. Now, Tanisha. You be on time tomorrow, Miss Cherie. Okay, because we here to Miss Tanisha done already lost 4 pounds last week. I lost 3 pounds. Okay, but won't he do it? You're here. That's the important part. So we just listened to a very crazy story. What a nice 20-year-old Black young lady lost her life and left 2 children behind, was cut up in the carpet and thrown on a ditch. Not by, what was the boy name? I don't even remember, girl. But that was horrible. Happened down in Greensboro, North Carolina. That was horrible. But anywho, I know, girl, that's sad about my memory. But, Dwayne, you right. The other boy name was something else with a J. I just can't remember it right now. Okay. But, whew. So, we're going to be here tomorrow. I am going to find us a juicy story, the kind of stories. Oh, yeah, Joshua. Okay, look at you. Now, you was listening. I was listening too. I just can't remember. I told you I'm not good with names. I told you that. So, anywho, I'm going to find us a really juicy story with like 1 million chapters, that the kinds I've been listening to lately, girl, so we can get into it. And that way, that should carry us. We'll start doing maybe like, 25, 30 minutes at a story. Something that's not true. Because we can't be doing this early in the morning. That was a whole lot for me. Okay. Woo. So, tomorrow, we're going to start us off with a nice chapter story that we want to listen to and get into first thing in the morning, honey. Okay. So thank you so much for coming. Let me give you the report. So this is the report. Oh, let me not push the button so I can actually give the real report. Okay, so we did 2.9 miles, almost 334 calories burned, yes, in 60 minutes and 29 seconds. Won't it do it? So, woo. Okay. Thank you again for attending, honey. Okay. If you have not done so already, you're supposed to be getting on Spotify and listening to the episode of Captain Save-A-Ho. We are turning in our capes. We are no longer trying to save you. Okay. Because we want to be saved ourselves. On that note, I will talk to you tomorrow at 6:20. Please be here and be ready to sweat this thing. Because remember, we're trying to lose weight physically and emotionally. Okay. So see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Send your address, girl. Okay. Bye. I can end the live.